Hi, Ms. Putman here. Today we're going to be talking about RI.4.9. Let me get that switched around for you. RI.4.9 is integrating information from two texts on the same topic in order to write or speak about the subject knowledgeably. Now, this is going to be a two-part video. So today's video is going to be part one, and then you'll have a second video on Wednesday. And then Thursday, you'll have an activity to go along with these. So keep this close by. That way, if you need to go back and look at anything or see the notes I copied down, hint, hint, then you can do that. So this is where we take a text on the same topic and we compare the two. So the big idea is read two texts, the subject of the matter being discussed or written about in a text or speech. Discuss it as in, oh, they said this and this said that, and you could discuss the differences, similarities, and things like that. And what you can even tell which one is maybe a news article, or if one's maybe a journal, or if one's a book of some kind. Now, the ones we'll be using are both articles, so I kept it on the same type of text for you as well. I didn't switch it up too much. Today, our topic will be coronavirus, because that is what all the world is talking about right now. So we are going to discuss two different articles. One is coronavirus from Scholastic, and one is the coronavirus from USA Today. Today only, we're going to be focusing on the coronavirus on Scholastic. So I'm going to switch this back around for you, and then I'm going to pull up our article that we'll be reading together. And please excuse me if I don't know some of the words. Some of these words are a little tricky, Chinese words. So here we go. All right, so 5 big questions about coronavirus. So this is from Scholastic. So as you read, think about what are some ways people are trying to stop the spread of the coronavirus. So that's good to know. Let me get rid of that so you can focus better. There we go. So what is this new coronavirus? It's a virus that causes a disease known as COVID-19. The new coronavirus was first detected in Wuhan, China late last year. It swept through the city, then spread to other parts of China. The virus was soon spread to other countries, including the U.S., by people who traveled while infected. Both the number of people infected and the number killed by COVID-19 have been increasing every day. On March 11th, the World Health Organization declared a pandemic. This is an outbreak of a disease that spreads rapidly and affects many people in different areas around the globe. Across the world, governments are trying to control the outbreak by restricting travel, closing businesses and schools, and educating citizens about how to stay safe. So I noticed I have a subtitle that says, one, what is the new coronavirus? So this is where I'm going to pause, and I would ask myself, okay, let me kind of like give a quick summary of what I read. So I would rethink about like each paragraph, what it talked about, and I would think about most important parts from those. So the first thing I got, let me turn this part down around for you real quick. So let me undo this. There we go. And then let me put this up for you. So reading the first part of that article, I was able to see that or I was able to summarize, it is a virus that was first detected in Wuhan, China in late 2019. It spread all over the country, then to other countries. It was declared a pandemic and travel restrictions were set in place. Many businesses and schools were forced to close worldwide. So what I did is I just took notes on that very first part of the article. I don't know what the other article is about right now, but I just feel like these are the most important things to remember from that particular part of the reading. So I'm going to switch this back, and I'm going to go back to the article, and then let's read the second part. So the second part is, let's back up. What exactly is a virus? So a virus is a type of microscopic germ that can cause an illness. There are hundreds of thousands of different viruses. If you've ever had a runny or stuffy nose, there's a good chance you caught a virus that causes the common cold. A more severe virus we hear about a lot each winter is the influenza virus, or also known as the flu. Okay, and this is the actual image of the coronavirus, the little germ, he's got the name because he has like spikes on its surface, which is considered to be like a crown. And I know that from reading my little caption right here. All right, so thinking about this part, what exactly is a virus, that kind of gives me an idea of what it's going to be about. I know it's going to explain to me what the virus is, and it did. So I took notes that in the second part of the article, there are hundreds of thousands of different viruses. The common cold can cause a runny or stuffy nose, which is mild, while influenza, the flu, is more severe. And I know that from reading from the article. All right, and let me switch back. I know there's a lot of switching going around, and I apologize. Let's pull back up the article now, and let's go to the third part. All right, there we go. All right, so the third part. This one's short, but here we go. So then, is coronavirus like the flu? That's a question. So I like how they're doing that. They're asking us questions and then answering them. It helps me as a reader to see what I'm going to be reading about. Kind of gives me an idea, and it also gives me time to think about it. Like, what do I think? Do I think it's like the flu? Do I know anything about it? Can I relate it to anything? It's good as a reader to keep those in mind. So then, is the coronavirus like the flu? Sorta like the flu, this coronavirus causes a respiratory illness, so it affects the nose, throat, and lungs. Both types of viruses produce some of the same symptoms, such as a cough and fever. Also, experts think the new coronavirus spreads much like other viruses do. When infected people sneeze or cough, they can release the virus into the air and infect other people nearby. And let's see, that's a pretty good short, but it's a lot of information in there. If you ask me, it might be short, but it's got a lot. So we're going to switch that back out and then pull back up my PowerPoint. And on the third part, in my words, I put that COVID-19 is similar to the flu because it affects the nose, throat, and lungs. Both viruses have the same symptoms, which includes cough and fever. It can spread by sneezing or coughing. Now, you'll see that some of these sentences seem very close, and we always try to put it in our own words so we're not, what's that word? Stealing the author's words. I should have got that word before. Plagiarizing. There it is, plagiarizing. We're not plagiarizing. I should have figured that word out before doing the video, but it is plagiarizing. But we don't want to plagiarize, so we try to put in our own words. Sometimes you can't, and if you can't, then you have to cite your sources, and you'll get into all that very soon, but not right now. That's a whole nother day. All right, so the part for me for number 3 was how it is similar to the flu. All right, and now let me switch back to the article. And whoop. And now we're talking about the fourth one. What makes this virus different? It's brand new, so doctors are still learning about what makes it unique. Viruses are like a big family, explains Dr. Mark Denson, I believe, an infectious disease specialist. They are all related, but they have different personalities. Denson and other doctors around the world are working to learn about the new virus's personality, like how quickly and easily it spreads and how to fight it. The goal is to eventually develop a vaccine, which doctors say is the best defense against many viruses. A vaccine is a shot that contains harmless parts of the virus. The vaccine is meant to train your immune system to recognize the virus and fight it off. Health experts are working to have a COVID-19 vaccine ready in about a year, which seems like a long time, but that's how it sometimes takes a while to find the vaccine that works. And they've gone through other ways, but that's not part of the article. That's just from seeing it. So scratch that. Okay, so number 4, what can we use, or how can we sum this up in our own words? What are the most important detail to me as the reader? What do I think the other article might mention, or what do I think might be different? So I'm going to put what I think, summarize it, and what I think are the most important. So looking at the fourth part, I put it's brand new. Doctors are trying to learn how quickly and easily this, it spreads and how to fight it. There is no vaccine, but they have to have one in a year. Vaccines will help recognize and fight the virus. And then we go into our last part, which is Should we be worried? So, should we be worried? Health experts say that most kids are not at high risk for COVID-19. Even when children get infected with the virus, they do not usually get very sick. But the virus is a very serious threat to adults who are older or who have certain medical conditions like lung disease. Federal, state, and local governments are taking steps to keep everyone as safe as possible. In many places, schools and businesses have been temporarily closed to prevent people from spreading the viruses. Concerts, sporting events, and other big gatherings have been canceled. In addition, people who might have been exposed to the virus are being quarantined. They may be closely monitored to see if they show symptoms. Health officials say you should follow the current rules and guidelines in your community. You should also take the same steps you would to avoid getting or spreading a cold. Wash your hands frequently and sneeze and cough into a tissue or your elbow. And below are some more tips that show you. I thought this was really cute. You could wash your hands and sing happy birthday twice. Or you can just go through the whole alphabet and you see that alphabet kind of slow. That works too. A, B, C, D. That's how I was taught, I believe. All right. So part five of this article, should we be worried? What did I find that was the most important? How did I summarize this? What did I take away as being the most important? Like if I was to take notes on this, what would I put? So I put that kids are not at high risk, but if they do get sick, it's mild most of the time. It is very serious for older adults who have medical issues. All people who might have been exposed to the virus are required to be quarantined. And another side part, they require quarantine for 2 weeks, which is 14 days. So that's what I took as being the most important part of this article. So as we read, we always try to think about, like I said, what's important, what might be different, what might the other article mention. So in our next video, we'll read the second article, and then, like I said, on Thursday, you'll have a nice little activity to go with both of these. So please make sure you are watching and going back and reading if you need anything. I will post the link to this article at the bottom of the video in the comment section. So do click on it if you want to go back and read it. I did not read the very bottom part, which is avoid getting sick, which is important, but we're just focusing on those 5 parts of the article. I hope y'all have a great day, and if you have any questions, let me know. I'll see you soon.